Hi, everyone. Good morning.
It's 8 o'clock?
Yes.
Holy.
Time flies when you're beautiful, like you.
All right, let me just finish this thought. Go ahead, carry on. That's why she's here. Was I late? What time is it?
Yeah, I guess you were late. Sorry.
Oh, wait a minute.
Guess you were late.
Here, I got you fresh ice. All right, let me handle this.
Oh, my. Ooh. Guys, we might need to pause this for a minute.
No.
Are you feeling extra loving today? We could do this. Oh, short live. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who's here. Sparky, good morning. Good morning. How are you? My favorite Henry, how are you? Happy October. Good morning. And Henry, I saw, but it has just been a whirlwind this week. I saw your comment about one of his videos. To be married to this love muffin, patience is key. There are many, many wonderful qualities about him, but patience is needed. Good thing I work with small children. Aw, Jason, would you like to address my Henry's question?
Sure. Hold on. Jason, hope you're treating my girl good. You can answer that question.
Well, you already won't take me to Lowe's with you.
Yes.
So no.
Because you shop. Wait a minute, I rubbed your feet this week?
Because I couldn't even walk on them.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is a family live. I cannot share what I reciprocated for you.
Wrong channel.
I deserve that foot rub. I deserved it. Moving right along.
How'd this even come up?
How did you treat my girl? He asked. Chris's small engine.
Mr. Prime for a good time. I just need to finish this thought. Hold on one second.
You know, if you're not going to come here ready to go, we don't really need you here.
Listen, Hat Performance is full circle
and
has many branches.
A wise little man once told me, excuses are the building blocks of failure.
Who do you think that wise little man is?
Father Christmas, how are you? Good morning, good morning. How are you? Good to have you here. Craig, MC Engineering, good morning, honey. How are you? Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Bill Martini, good morning. A fellow Islander, good morning. How are you? Good to have you. And Scott Keller, yeah, Scott, you could be family now. Scott always has great ideas. Look at Scott's idea first thing right out the bat this morning. Scott, I love it. And Scott is not just a man full of great ideas. He's a great son. How's Dad doing today? I'm sure doing well since you're taking care of him. Scott, good to have you here. And you know what? All that I want to get at Lowe's today is a little more topsoil and a potting soil, I should say. 2 more little pots because I'm doing mums up my stairs. I finally found my Belgium Mums. The nursery that I get them from ordered them for me in advance. I'm a little picky, shocking, about the color that I wanted. They are going to be like a rust red. They're going to be beautiful, but I need 2 more pots and I need a little more potting soil. And I just might be looking for 2 new lights to go by our front door that have a different shape to them because 7 years ago, I liked the octagon shape we went for, but not anymore. But again, just a little quality time with you. That's all.
You talking about the changes?
Who? Whatever. Anyway, Bama, good morning. How are you? Good to have you here. Tim, love having you as always. Good morning. Ken, I don't know. Is Ken awake? I don't know. He's definitely awake. It's just a matter of maybe he's wrenching, delivering, or a busy man this morning. Ken's always on the go. He's up early.
Okay, we're done.
Are you done now? Are you ready to join us?
Yeah, somebody has to be
Well,
Taste
you know-
Performance. You have been slacking on
Well,
someone.
actually-
someone who's been.
I was up this morning.
Last week's live,
Hold
somebody
on,
said,
hold
I
on.
get full asking price. This week, I
One
had to grab her
second.
phone a handful of times
Hold
and
on.
go through all the messages that she chose to ignore.
Wait, hold on. Are you good now, honey?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because
So
this
you
morning I woke up early and I responded to 2 people already. And
Because I had to do it all week.
And I did 4 work
Congratulations.
emails.
Congratulations. The one thing.
And I did
the
4
two
work
things
emails and
you
I'm
have
here.
to do
Are you okay?
for Pat Taste Performance. Congratulations.
Hold on, guys.
Congratulations.
Every now and then he just needs a little extra something.
8 a.m. is too
A
early.
little extra something. It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, I always keep.
Where do you see that?
Right there. Hold on. What happened? Do you remember?
Is it?
Anyway, I don't know. We'll go through. All right, so let's go through the chat. She already did that. Good morning, Tech Sparky. How are you? Good morning, Henry.
I did this already. Where were you?
Mr. Prime for a good time, Chris Molenges, Polar Bear Ed dropped another informal video.
Because he's the man.
I saw Henry on there as well about two-stroke tools. I hate two-stroke, so on the video he posted, I have that kit in pieces, but I guess over time they decided to make it into one. So very, very smart. If you work on the economic trimmers, oh, you know what? Husqvarna is an economic. If you work on if you work on a lot of the store brand trimmers, that's not an Echo or Red Max. Those are different tools. Polar Bear posted a very good video about they sell a complete. This is the most complete toolkit I have ever seen for a two-stroke. I'm probably gonna buy it myself because I even said it. I dropped it in the comments. I bought that toolkit part of it. Mine's in pieces. Maybe 3 years ago. It's those D rings, double D splines, blah blah blah. Those type, right? It came loose. And you guys know what happens when things come loose. I lost one.
I know you're not down at the bottom of the screen yet, but I just want to recognize Thomas Andrews is in the house. Hey, Thomas, I'm happy you're here.
Hi, Thomas.
He's running slow today, so I'm going to recognize it because I see you in the house. He's still catching up, Thomas.
So apparently they came out with a toolkit that it comes in a really, really nice, fancy pouch. And that's probably more cost effective because since I've lost, I think, one of them, now every time I order a carb kit, I order it with the tool, praying to God that the tool that comes with it is the one that I'm missing. And so far, 3 of them, it hasn't worked. I probably lost out on a couple of bucks because of that. But it is what it is. Good morning, Craig, Mr. MCN Engineering. Bill Martini, how are you? How is everything? He is a local Long Islander. Bill, if you don't mind, where are you located? Because I know you stopped by Henry's house. I think you're supposed to work on his car as well. Polar Bear. Yeah, because he's a mechanic for Volkswagen.
I could have sworn that Bill already worked on his car. No? Did I miss that?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Hi, nice to. Mr. Scott Keller is broke down. That is most likely because the nut behind the steering wheel is loose. Mr. Tim Freeman, how are you? He is a landscaper, I think, from across the pond, right? Is that right? That's Tim? Did we get our Tims confused? This should be Tim the Grass. No, that's Tim Palmer. My apologies.
God.
Wow.
Go back to bed. The guys and I will hang out.
All right,
We'll join you next week.
All right, so listen. I need to go to Lowe's. You know, we'll go on this rant.
He wants one thing at Lowe's. And I'm good at Lowe's. I'm not one of those stragglers. You go get your oil. I'll get my pots, my soil, and my lights. That's all. And I just want to see if they have the lights I'm looking for. I know exactly. You know me. I know what I want. I know what I'm in there for. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not some average girl. Please.
All right.
Don't underestimate me like that.
Okay. So if you guys watch the video where it says I'm a terrible YouTuber or vlogger or whatever, and it was like lost, way overdue.
You wrote that or someone wrote that?
I did that. the lost overdue footage, between me and Henry Mows and blowers, right? In the middle of a video, a guy pulls up and he wants me to fix his pressure washer. And you see me carrying home that pressure washer. This guy, because the gas backflowed into the engine, right? He emptied everything. There's no oil in the machine, no gas, and there's even no oil in the pumps. I have no idea. And he was such a whatever. He got so excited because I was home, and I told him, listen, it's okay. I'm gonna be home for a half hour. If I'm not here, I told him where to leave it. Nope. He has to throw it in his truck, doesn't strap it down, and driving like a freaking maniac, he messes it up even more. So, yeah, whatever.
I don't even know. That doesn't even deserve Ricky Bobby.
Which is fine. Job security, content for the channel. Even though he made me mad and I wasn't in, and I started to video it, and then I have to do a lot of editing on that because I'm just thinking the whole time what a maroon he is. Anyway, I have to service his pressure washer. I have to get pressure washer pump oil. Wow, let me tell you, I went to my local small engine shop. Now, usually I deal with the guy who works there and not the owner. I got stuck with the owner, I guess, because of COVID.
Ooh, wait, the one near where we work?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's the guy who loves me. Because I don't want to give away too many details to disclose his personal, but he's got children in my district.
I don't care.
No, he loved me.
Anyway,
he said if I need anything, let him know.
Anyway.
You should have called me.
I go there and I says, hey man, what's going on? But what? And COVID, there was one person in the store. I mean, how the hell am I supposed to know there's one person in the store? So he yells at me, one person, get out. Okay, get out. Wait my time very patiently. I go back inside. How can I help you? I said, hey man, what's going on? Listen, I need to change the oil on this pressure washer pump. I need pressure washer pump oil. Do you have it, or what kind of pump is it? I have no idea. I says, it looks like a cat pump. Well, cat pump takes specific oil. Is it a cat pump or not? I says, I have no idea. So he listed that he has like 3 or 4 brands of oil. So I says, okay. So I tell him, like, listen, believe it or not, this pressure washer pump has 2 separate fill tanks. I need to fill up 2 tanks. Oh, he's like, that doesn't help me. I understand. I said, how about this?
Hey, Brandon.
Because he knows the company I work for, and he knows what I do. I says, how about this? Give me 2 of everything you have. I'll pay for it now. And whatever I don't use, I'll just return. You know what he said? No. Go home, type in Google the pump oil, call me, and if we don't have it, then just order it online. I'm not going to get it for you. I'm like, you mother. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. So that was my rant for the day. So I get home, and
maybe he was just having a day because he really was really nice.
I was an idiot because I was so whatever about this machine. Right on the machine, it says what oil to take.
Aww.
So I did what he did. Went on Google, typed in the pressure washer pump oil, and guess who has it? Lowe's. So guess what? Guess how many fingers I'm holding up?
See, this is where let's put a little spin on life for a second. Maybe that experience happened for a reason.
I'm still going to go there,
you're saving money.
I'm still going to go there, but
maybe God taught you a lesson. Maybe it was because now you know to look at your equipment. Maybe he was having a tough day because I will say, unlike the place that's by us where the guy really is a macaroon, this guy was very nice to me the last time we were in there and even said if I ever needed anything, let him know when he heard where I work. And maybe now you're getting a better deal. Are you not getting a real good deal?
I have no idea. He didn't want to give me prices. Sometimes, listen, we always establish sometimes online is cheaper than small engine shops or a brick and mortar store because they have a lot more overhead than us.
Well, we try to give small business.
Yes. But ironically, there are some things that I purchase from them and it's astronomically cheaper than buying online. Yeah, and there are some things that I purchased from them that were astronomically higher than buying online. But you have to understand why.
But you know what the moral of the story is?
Not the other small engine shop that I approached about trying to get a better deal on things. Parts wise because of what I do. I didn't even want to bother with them.
Well, you know what really the moral of the story is, right, honey?
They're expensive in general.
No.
That's fine.
The story is God wanted you to go to Lowe's.
Oh, so anyway.
And God wanted you to bring me.
So I want to go to Lowe's to get one thing. Get in, get out. Typical woman.
I'm offended. Not a chance.
Miss Window Shopper.
They don't even go in the same sentence.
I gotta go up, down the line.
He's lying through his teeth. I don't. I never do. I never do.
Let me just graze through the store.
When did you ever see me go up and down aisles? I don't go up and down aisles at Lowe's. I know exactly what I want. I research it first. I even know exactly what I need when I go there.
So how come you go on your time? Why do you have to go on more?
Because I've been there twice, and when I got home, I realized that after we painted the other pots, the ones I put on the ground really needed accent and 2 black pots.
So how come you didn't get it after work yesterday?
A little thing called exhausted and wanted to shower off my day.
Right past Lowe's.
No, I don't drive right past Lowe's. I take Round Swamp Road home.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, it's called Straight Route Home.
Okay.
He can't find his way out of a paper bag. He wouldn't.
Good morning, Mama. How are you? Let's go through here. Tech Sparky, I guess he got a new sticker. So that should be pretty cool. Wonder what that's all about. We got to go through the chat all
We've been
over.
through these.
I know. I knew. Well, they're doing a bad job monitoring the chat.
No, I'm not. I said hello to Thomas. I said hello to Brando. We're waiting.
Oh, he's in Islip. That's close. That's right near. We have a buddy in West Islip. No, you offered to fix Mercedes. Well, that's going to be very interesting to see Henry work on his Mercedes. I wouldn't. If he decides to go that route. Steering shaft broke. Exactly, Scott Keller. I called it. It's all you. Mr. Brando, how are you? I can't stay long on the way back to the tractor show. Absolutely. Hopefully you got your tractor ready. I know you got a new haircut.
I can't help it. A haircut and a tractor show. I have to say it.
Hopefully you find that special woman in your life.
I think your tractor is sexy, Brando.
Love people like that. Yes. Uncle Ed, you are 110%. I don't understand. I don't even know how much pressure washer oil is, but to me, selling parts is mindless and easy. Take the damn part and you leave. And it's not like
I think you're giving this guy a harder time than he deserves. I think he had a lot of macaroons that whole day, and I think he just happened to have you then. I don't think he's a bad guy. I really don't. The guy who runs this small shop over here, he's a macaroon for life.
Jason's take her to Lowe's. They cherish that. She wants to. Listen, we just got done spending like 8 hours together.
Sleeping.
That's time spent.
Oh, Jesus Christmas.
That's time spent. He did a good job. So did he fix his own? I know he did his brakes on the Mercedes, which is pretty cool. I thought brakes on Mercedes would be a little bit more complicated because as a Volkswagen mechanic, that I don't know if it's on all of the models, the newer ones, or if they stopped it, but I know one time I had to do brakes on a car and I actually needed a scan tool to retract the caliper. And then after that, I said, no more European vehicles. No, thank you. Because then that's a whole different software package for your scanner. So more power to you, Bill. More power to you. So in talking to a friend that I work with, the one that whose husband owns the foreign repair shop, you can do brakes and all that on foreign vehicles on your own at home, but it's a matter of, are you truly doing it properly at home? Anybody can do it, but it's not that you're doing it with all the bells and whistles properly at home if you don't own all the devices and equipment. For the most part,
so if you want to save money, knock yourself out.
For the most part, brakes are a mindless task.
So anybody can do it.
Very basic hand tools.
So congratulations, he did it. Anybody can do it.
But when you start getting on some of the other vehicles, then it's a different story where you need scan tools. So that's tough.
If you skip scan tools, I guess we're just waiting for an accident. Is that what's going to happen then?
With what?
If you skip using scan tools and you cut corners and you're just waiting for an accident.
No, some vehicles don't require it, so it's not necessary.
All right, so then what are we setting up balloons for? We did brakes.
For what?
Woo!
Do you do brakes? Nope.
I bet you could teach me.
Okay, but you don't know how to do brakes.
But you're saying anybody can do it.
They should. Everybody should be able to do brakes.
So why are we setting up balloons? Okay, great.
Why are we setting up balloons? Because not everybody works on their vehicle.
But
congrats to people who
everybody
do.
should try.
Yes, so certain people tried and they succeeded.
All right, great.
What's your problem?
But he fixes tractors. The man's a genius. Why did you doubt him?
Why do you have a negative Nancy? He doesn't like to work on his vehicles. That's why. Why are you being a negative
But
Nancy?
I'm not a negative Nancy.
Yes, you are.
You guys doubt that he could do it, or he doubted he could do it. I don't doubt he could do anything. He's smart.
You're being very weird today.
No, I'm not being weird. You're
this
being
weird. This is why
weird.
we're not going to Lowe's together.
Anyway, if someone can fix small engines, my word on the street is the world is your oyster. There's nothing you can't do. Put your mind to it. You could do it if you're smart. Is this individual
not making any
not
sense?
smart?
We'll move on. Anyway,
You're not making sense.
So let's talk about pressure washers today. Now I've done a couple of videos in the past.
Aw, hold on.
We do know.
You know why, Uncle Ed? Because you're a gentleman. You are a true gentleman.
Pack your bags. Uncle Ed, I need your PIN number for your bank account, and I'll send you some money too.
If you had some.
No backsies.
If you had some.
I've got plenty.
Yeah, okay,
I've
sure.
got plenty.
Sure.
Just tell me how much.
Yeah. And absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. 110% there's a difference. People don't like that term, but now in days and age, there is a difference. Back then, everything used to be mechanical. No electronics, no sensors, no this and that. Now, everything is technical. Now, you would know because you work on a lot of cars. I assume you work at a dealership. Correct me if I'm wrong, if not. I work on the bigger stuff. I work on the big trucks. A lot of things have changed electronically, where, guys, back then, everything used to be, if it was electronic, there would be a fuse in between. So you need to trace wires, find the blown fuse if that's the problem, swap out the fuse, call it a day. Sometimes they just blow, whatever. Now, on a truck, if there's an electrical problem, there's a computer that controls it. Like if you want to turn on your lights, there is no more fuse. The computer, I forgot the name of the system that they call it. And it's an absolute nightmare. I hate it. I can't stand it. I'm terrible at electrical work as is. You throw that in, and it makes it even worse. I forgot the name of the system. It's ridiculous.
You're only terrible because you doubt yourself.
Yep. So
do you think one is a dying breed? What's your thoughts on that? Mechanical versus technical?
Mechanics are a dying breed.
That's sad.
Because now it's parts changing and all that stuff. Guys like Stevie Lanes, a couple other guys on my job, I call them legends. Way back when, if you didn't replace starters, you rebuilt them. You didn't replace alternators, you rebuilt them. Like you didn't replace turbos, you rebuilt them. We did all that stuff in-house. And then my company actually decided to open up a whole shop, and they would, I call them CAN bus systems. Okay, yes, I forgot what they call. It's not that. It's gonna come to me. But they used to have a whole different repair facility where they would rebuild everything. Turbos, injectors, you name it. We would send the broken stuff to them. They would rebuild it. And now they close on everything. We used to rebuild everything in-house. Then they opened everything to be sent to a location to be rebuilt. And then they closed it. And now, for the most part, we are parts changers. Unless you work remember when I used to work at the Newsday shop, we doubled up as a heavy rebuild center. So we did engines, transmissions, differentials, suspension work. And then now I come back to fleet work. There isn't a lot of rebuilding to do, especially since CAT made an exit in the diesel field due to emissions. They didn't meet the government's, emission standards. So once the CATs left, injectors and eating cams, the C7s were notorious for eating cams. Those works went by the wayside. And, a lot of the newer diesels, they're just some of the Cummins that are out there. People rant and rave about Cummins. You really can't in-frame them. Once they throw something, they're garbage. They're Dunsky, as other people would like to say. So it's very different. The trucking industry has changed in the 7 to 10 years I've been there. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm sure dealerships are the same way, because they produce cars, mass assembly. Everything is what they call module. So just like the Honda Element, everything is module. You drop that engine frame, everything comes out with it, and you could do your bits with it. Lawnmower's a module too. Snowblower's a module too. Once you start taking things apart, you'll figure some of this stuff out, on its own. Yep, especially diesels.
Yeah. It's interesting you're saying this about the dying breed of mechanics, because there was just an article out recently. A lot of you guys, we've talked about this before, and I wish Arches, if you're listening, I don't know if you've seen the article recently that came out about good old Grummins, when Grummins existed. So a lot of you know my father was formerly a mechanic for Grummins. He put together fighter jets. And now there's conspiracy theory that it wasn't just Northrop Grumman coming in and wanting to rehaul the company and take over, and foreign company, having their hands in the pot. There's now conspiracy theory that they were changing up and changing over the way that these planes were being built so very much so early on into the 90s, that they wanted to flush out all of the old men and women who knew what they were doing and knew how they were building these planes. So they wanted a complete overhaul. So that these people who had building these planes forever and ever and ever knew them like the back of their hand, they wanted to do like mass exodus of the company. And so again, everybody has their conspiracy theories, but look how they're being built, now behind the scenes, everything undercover, everything electronics. It's like everything else, trucks, planes, automobiles, everything is completely changed. It's like all the oldies are, it's like the baby's been thrown out with the bathwater. I think nowadays, my father would have never existed in his field anymore. I mean, that's not, he was hired when he was 18, no college education, right away thrown right into, here are some sketch plans. He learned on the spot, mechanic on the spot. So, nowadays those kind of things don't exist anymore. It's amazing.
And once those older guys leave the shop, there goes their years of experience.
So sad.
With my job, honestly, there is a severe lack of training. Yeah. I've called for it, I've asked for it, and we've gotten nothing in return. Because, I struggle with certain things like electrical work. I know it sounds very, very simple, but, I would like better diagnostic skills. Their electrical classes like, batteries, starters, alternators. No, it is not. There is so much more to that, in any vehicle, in any truck. Yeah. And I mean, and they have 2 classes on that. Technically, you could do that in 1 class. Why do they draw it out into 2 classes? And I think it's like 2 or 3 days each. It's absolutely absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's only gotten worse, and the trucks get more complicated. And, I do a lot of testing. I take a lot of tests. I could pass a test, but you put certain things in front of me, forget it. Goodbye. By the wayside.
Pete,
by the wayside.
Hellcat. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I had half of the stickers and the jackets and everything we had as kids growing up. It's just sad. If I could even tell you, and again, if Arches comes in at some point, some of the guys that were in that company for so long who became, and there's nothing wrong with it, but these were guys building fighter jets, fighter planes, who were mechanics their whole lives, who ended up leaving the company to become custodial janitorial workers. Some of them went on to work at auto repair shops afterwards. My father ended up working for a cosmetic company after that. I mean, it was just amazing what ended up being of that company, and the good mechanics, the mechanics who learned by working, not these guys who learned by a book, who learned by just, who went off to trade schools. These guys learned on the spot training. Like, it was that authentic good stuff, that good that you could never, they learned from guys who were doing it for years and years before them. It was just so sad to see, all those good guys and women go after that.
You're in the dual cast today now. So Chris Mullins said, rebuildable parts are made better than disposable parts, heavier duty, more quality in the parts. Okay, so we have like a transition of things. Like, I remember when I used to start turning wrenches, rebuildable, like radiators, rotors, brakes, and all that stuff. We used to resurface rotors. We don't do that no more. Price of rotors are so cheap. Radiators, it would be very rare that we would buy them. We would go out, we used to send them out, and they would be repaired. Now they just get easily replaced. We used to use aftermarket vendors before I started at my job, and they had a very high failure rate. So now it's expensive, but we use a lot of dealer parts, especially some trucks have dual radiators, and you're probably talking about a couple grand per radiator. And it gets pretty expensive when you put a forklift through one, or you get into an accident, or a mechanic misdiagnoses one because they were stacked pretty tight. It's pretty crazy. You think now, get into trucks, sometimes the bigger the vehicle, the more space you have. Now with all the electronics and all the sensors monitoring everything, some of these jobs are just as compact, as tight as if you're working on a car.
Wow.
Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Because I remember when you started working for the company, I remember you coming home some days and you said I was the golden nugget because I could fit inside some of these trucks. He goes, I was the perfect size today at work.
Yep. That's the difference between pulling off a lot of parts or just squeezing right in.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is what it is. It's fun. A Lexus radiator is like 400 pounds. So I think in UK, wow. I think the pound is stronger than the American dollar, right? So that's almost like double. Right? I don't know.
Who knows their conversions like the back of their hand? Ken. Ken knows his conversions. Maddie, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Mr. Olson. How are you?
Good to hear from you. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm ashamed to say my conversions are poor.
My conversions are poor.
Yeah. But yeah, and Chris's small engine, China is the one place changing the industry. And I have to say, I get it from the economics side of things, but then it's also so sad to what it's also caused here in the States, as far as if you've lived it on the end of watching a loved one who exchanged their industry or they've had to leave their industry. And I got to tell you, you guys, a lot of you are mechanics, and a lot of you are in professions where you get your hands, as Mick would say, you get dirty, right? You get down and dirty. I gave Mick credit. I like to let you know, because that's a copyrighted phrase. Wink, wink. But when you have to watch someone who's been a mechanic their whole life and who literally lives, breathes what they do day to day, and when our overseas companies, like some of the Chinese, take over because they can produce something faster and cheaper, and you watch a loved one have to leave their industry and what they've done their whole life to go to another job that has nothing to do with what they've done with their whole life in mechanics and building. And I have to say, when I saw my father do that as a child and leave building and mechanics like that, it was like watching a man die inside. It was so sad to watch. And this, I was a young child when that was all happening. And it's sad, and it's still happening. We're still watching companies around the United States close up shop and change, or some of these gentlemen.
COVID accelerated a lot of that.
Exactly. And it's sad. It's really, really sad to watch, but it is what, it's just what it is. Isn't that kind of what life is, right? Something cheaper comes along and they can mass produce it for less, and it's what keeps the economy going, but it doesn't make it easier to swallow, that's for sure, especially when it affects people directly, when there's real people on the other end of it, that's for sure. But speaking of real people and keeping small business going and hobbies going, it's been an interesting week over here at Paté's Performance. Thomas Andrews, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And maybe you never had anyone affected in your family by larger business taking over small business. You're allowed to have your opinion. Opinions are like you-know-whats. So go ahead and feel the way that you do. That's fine. I'm glad that you're still here, and I still love you. How is your hobby this week? I saw a lot. The Mr. Paté was on his phone a lot of wheeling and dealing, and depending on the equipment that you're selling, boy, oh boy, does it bring out the Ricky Bobbies of the world. I know on my end, I had one particular Ricky Bobby
You just blocked him.
who literally pulled the one thing. Don't ever try to lowball me on equipment. You can lowball. I mean, you have a right. It's just like, having an opinion. But don't ever try to, after you and I have been going a couple days at something, don't then try to 3 days into it, turn around and say, well, because you didn't give me a deal, I'm going to tell you now, I'm a veteran. First of all, I know you're lying. You would have told me right off the bat that you were a veteran or I've served time. Because I've had people that say, I'm trying to watch my money. I'm a veteran. I'm on a budget. I'm more than happy to work with you. Like, more than happy. We support our troops. We love our veterans.
We've done our fair share this year.
All the time. We've talked about this before.
Because of COVID. We've done our beyond fair share. We've broken many boundaries. We've broken many. Don't you?
This guy turned around, and when I called him out on it, he knew he was lying. And I said, don't ever.
I'm hearing this story for the first time.
Don't ever turn around and throw that around with pride and be a liar about it. Hey, Franco, how are you, sweetheart? So that bothers me. I also hate when all of a sudden, about 12 texts into it, someone will pull when they're not getting the price that they want. I'm a single parent routine. I respect single parents and I understand it's hard. Please don't let that be your negotiating tool. That's such a dirty tool to pull. I also can't appreciate when someone pulls the I just lost someone piece. After you go back and forth a couple times, then they turn around and pull that. Don't lie about things like that. Like, karma is a awful, 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 awful bite in the tush. Don't joke about things like that. So this guy, all of a sudden, 1:00 in the morning the other night, I've been having trouble sleeping in the middle of the night. So I just happened to be awake. 1:01 in the morning, this guy decides he's going to message me and start messing around. And I said, you know what, that's it. We're done with you. Enough of this. Bye, Thomas. Have a good day at work, sweetheart. Good to see you.
See you later, Thomas.
It was like, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, for those of you who use something called, that used to be Let Go, and now it's called Offer Up, they merged. You used to be able to just block someone. They have made it such a pain in the tush to block someone. You have to report them first, then Offer Up has to approve the report, then you have to block them. It's such a pain.
See you later, Uncle Ed.
It's really such a waste of time. But so yeah, there's been this one piece of equipment that everybody's literally been giving half price offers on. And it's just such a waste. It really is such a waste. And I think you've been getting the good old $100 offers on it all day long too. But it comes with certain equipment, whether it's a backpack blower or a pressure washer. There's certain things that people don't want to
KCB
to spend more than a certain amount on. Casey, oh no.
If you think I work hard, KCB works 10 times harder.
Oh my God, no.
And same thing with Franco the boss. Too hard on the working individuals for sure. Yeah. Mr. Fisher, how are you?
Yeah.
Harold Fisher, you better be fishing. So anyway, so let's talk about pressure washers. We have done them on the channel. We know that they are high risk, low return, in the sense that if you buy them in non-running condition, which is what you really try and do at a discount. So we always know that the most expensive part is the pressure washer pump itself. And then, of course, the missing the gun and the hose. I mean, you could easily be into a pressure washer for $150 and really not get a good return on it. But it is mindless work. A pump is 4 bolts, and you just got to screw on a couple of connections, and you're good to go. So I avoid them like the plague. And as you guys seen, as I'm cleaning out my project pile, I have slowly unearthing pressure washers.
Which I appreciate and love.
But when they do go up for sale, they do sell well.
Yes.
On Instagram. I know a lot of you guys are on Instagram, which is fine. And I try and mimic what I do on Instagram in the community post. But this week has been very busy for me and for her as well. She monitors my Instagram. I post stuff. She taught me how to post stuff and interact with you guys. But for the most part, I post stuff on Instagram. So I've been going through a couple of changes at work. Not bad. I mean, listen, you don't know until everything comes to fruition. So I'm going to be also having a schedule change, which is whatever. Okay. So I've been occupied with work and occupied with stuff here. I had goals that we spoke about last week I'm trying to set, and I didn't reach them, but I made a dent. So that's a movement forward. That's positivity in my point. But for some reason, I just can't help myself when it comes to buying or acquiring good deals. So, what did you say, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe? Sam and Leo Musitano from S&L Brothers, they hooked me up. A guy was advertising a free rototiller and pressure washer. So I grabbed it without her knowing because I'm supposed to be cleaning out the project pile, not adding to it.
Except I was planting outside when he got home.
And the guy says, hey, listen, I have a bike. Take the bike too. I don't do bicycles. I don't care. I know money is money, but some things are just not worth it. He says it's a foldable bicycle. Now that kind of piqued my attention. I Google it, and the bike's worth $150 used. I'm taking the damn bike. I posted that, I think, on the community. Yeah, I posted on the community page. I am doing a video on it because you guys requested it.
Oh,
so we'll do it.
I got a little sneak peek of him trying to ride the bike.
I did ride the bike.
Oh, it's entertaining.
So anyway, I go through the free pile. As you guys know, the rototiller is that's sold. The pressure washer is for a video to be determined at a later time, but that is done as well. Next lineup is, I knew somebody.
Good morning, Roger.
Posted a snowblower at a screaming deal that I could not resist. Could not.
Your famous last lines.
Could not resist.
And
no, it's not her famous colors, but
wait, it's not an Arians?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have no room. Please find somewhere else.
So we've been having a lot of Ricky Bobbies lately. As you guys know, it's been struggling selling.
I'm sorry, I'm going to need to charge you for that. That's a copyright fee. That's my term.
Whatever.
Mick, you taught me well.
But I don't know. I just feel that we need to. I have snowblowers. I had 39. Now I'm back up to 40. But none of them are like this typical snowblower. And I know they sell well due to size and price range. So I posted it on Instagram that I bought a bunch of things. I went there initially for the snowblower. And what do? What do I tell you guys? Which I know I shouldn't be doing.
Let's see who knows.
What do I tell you guys when you guys go to purchase something? Now, this house happened to have a for sale sign, so it made it even easier for it to slide right in.
You're making this easy for them.
What do I tell you guys when you guys go to purchase something? She knows when she's at a garage sale. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other lawn tools?
You're giving it away. I want to see who could guess. Oh. Well, anyway. He's a great bull. Pictionary is easy with him.
So anyway, I bought this running, driving snowblower with electric start that was very, very dusty. That the wife felt terrible. She was trying to clean. I'm like, I don't care. I paid $50 for this. So I'm like, okay. Do you have anything else for sale? Well, yes, we do. So I bought a Honda pressure washer for $25 that apparently ran, but he didn't want to connect it. He was trying to run it with no water hooked up to it. And I said, absolutely not. For $25, I'll gamble. Because he ran the snowblower bone dry, And then he put gas right in front of me, cold started, and the thing ran like a champ. So I knew on a hunch that this guy knew what he was doing. And then I says, I see lawnmower handles in the back. You know, do you want to sell the lawnmower? He was like, oh, it's a John Deere. Hey.
You know how I feel about John Deere.
So he had to call his wife out because he kicked his wife out because his wife was a little chit-chatty. And he ended up selling me the John Deere for $50 with all the trimmings. Let me show you what I picked. And then we'll go into pressure washers because I actually have a video on the pressure washer. And I thought that this thing was locked, stocked, and done, but I learned something new today about the pumps. I had a guy, thank God, he was coming over an hour away to buy this pressure washer. Okay? It gave me time to correct all the wrongs. I got very, very lucky that I had a spare pump to pull parts of. So let me show you this because I have never, ever, ever seen this before because I don't really dive into pressure washer and pumps like that. Wait, no, add to stream. We're going to.
People look it up.
All right. Can you guys hear us now? Hello? Can you guys hear us now? Can you guys hear us now? Cam and Mike.
Makes it no sound.
Hello? See? The microphone's going.
Bill said yeah.
All right, we can hear now. All right.
Do it again then.
Let's try this one more time. Share screen. Share. And then Here we go. Can you guys still hear us? All right, sound is back. All right. So let's shrink this. So this broken hose was leaking like a mother. Now I screwed myself because when I got this pressure washer running, I didn't hook up the hose to the machine. This is an internal hose, as you guys could see. I just thought because the pump is pushing out pressure, this thing is good to go. Put this thing up for $200. Within 24 hours, I had this thing sold. Thank God the guy was coming from over an hour away. He was coming from Jamaica, Queens. Why? I have no idea. But that's what Hondas will do to people. Hooked up the hose to this thing, and this thing is leaking like a sieve, and the pressure was lost. It had no pressure, and I went into panic mode. I pull off this cover, and this hose here, it was leaking right here. I don't know if you guys could see this bubble right here. Can we zoom in? Yes, we can. Right here, you guys could see. Right here, it was leaking. Now, this hose connects to this fitting right here. Now, we'll go lower. Right here, this seemed like there was like a small split. You guys know I have terrible eyes. Okay, I thought for some reason that this hose was the thermo valve. Okay, on a pressure washer, right, pump, you have two sensors or valves, you want to say. You have your thermo valve, and then you also have your, why can't I think of, I'm thinking brakes, but you know, the other one that you, if you don't have pressure. I'm having a brain fart right now. So the thermo valve is, when you run your pressure washer, you're supposed to have water going to it. If you do not have water going to it, you're going to build up heat in your pressure washer, and you are going to blow that pump. Now that water is cooling the pump. Now, if you're not using that pressure washer, and let's say you have water hooked up, and you're not using it, that water is being thrown around in the pump, and it's building up and taking up heat. If it gets too hot, it's not cooling the pump anymore, and this valve senses that, and it disperses this hot water, and it's bringing in cool water from the feed. I thought that was a thermo valve. So I'm having like a minor thing, like, do I cap it and sell it or not at all? So I said, hey, you know what? I remember in my project pile, I have one just like this, but with a Craftsman on it. And I pulled the hose off of that, and I was able to rectify the issue. Now, since I had constant pressure now the engine started to stutter and die off choke. So I had to pull the carb off. That was a freaking hot mess. If I would have checked it the way I should have, which I will from now on, I will forever hook up the hose. I will forever make sure it runs with the hose on. Because obviously, with no hose hooked up, there is no backfeed into the machine. So don't make that mistake as me. Now, also another part, I've said it before, Honda's
Catfish is called the unloader.
Yes, the unloader valve. Thank you. Thank you for saving me.
It's a very nice machine.
Yes. So I paid $25 for this. These brand new, I think, go for around like $250, $300. So it's very hard for me to get, any good money out of it. But I was there for $25. I'll do it. Excel is a more economic brand. So I chose in my ad not to mention the brand of the pressure washer, right? Let's highlight what motor is on there, right? Honda engine, IC2 pump technology. Why not? So this was my ad for it. This is all I put. Honda gas-powered pressure washer. And in my description, I listed that it has an IC2 pump, right? I did not mention Excel. I did not mention the brand, and that thing sold. Now here, in my opinion, I like this pressure washer better. I can't sell this for the life of me. And it's...
What kind of engine's on this one?
It has a Briggs. And we spoke about pressure washers, right? Pressure really doesn't mean much because we all know that it's all in the product that you use when you treat things. To me, this looks like a sharper machine, And it is in KCB's favorite color, resale red.
So can I be honest with you? As someone who doesn't know machines like you guys do, if I was just the average home buyer, this machine that you're showing right now, the Excel, looks like a newer machine than the other one. Do you see what I'm saying? The other one with the Briggs engine actually looks older to me. So if I was the average person just scrolling along on like some selling site and my husband said to me, honey, find me a pressure washer to buy. And I knew nothing about any small engines, pressure washers, anything. And I'm just looking for pretty and shiny and new. The Excel one looks newer to me. That's all.
I don't know.
For someone who
can't.
knows nothing, let's say, about pressure washers.
I had a multitude of people message me. I mean, an ungodly amount. Will offer me $100, and it's just like, no. I sent them places.
Question: would you ever think of spraying the white on that older-looking one black?
No.
Okay.
Even though I got it for free.
Okay. I was just asking. I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying it's what's making that look older. I'm just saying.
I never heard of that. Can anybody?
It's from the female perspective, because we do get a lot of women at work who talk about using pressure washers at home for their deck, for their driveway. From the female perspective, it looks older. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
So after this live, I have to do some Googling just in general. I have no idea what that hose is for. I have no idea because, a lot of these machines are, like I said, are built modular. That end of that pump there made it together. That could be part of a different machine with different features. I have no idea what that unlocks because on a pressure washer, there's your feed, unloader valve. Thank you. Your thermo valve, and then you have your soap feed. That other attachment, doohickey hose, I have no idea what that's for. Why couldn't they just put a cap on it? Why do they have to have that extension? It's very weird design for me.
And I also don't think for you it should be unusual that we sold the Honda engine one first. Anything that this hobby posts that has Honda in the ad,
yes,
I don't know how it is for you guys where you are, but if we put the word Honda in the title,
yep, and they said that before,
it's gone.
You guys need to, like you guys seen the last video where I bought a lawnmower off another flipper here on the island to try and to chase a sale, to try and fulfill a sale, right? What did I do in the ad? Honda powered. Always, 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 always. I don't know if you guys have the same.
See? Peter Kane, I agree with you. People buy with their eyes.
Yes.
Their eyes, meaning how things look. They want to see the word Honda. I'll be honest, even when I was looking, I should say, because let's be honest, you weren't looking for a Honda Element. When he was looking for the Honda Element, it was really, really hard to find a decent Honda Element that was actually available. There were few on the market. There really were. Honda just goes. It sells itself, whether it's a car. I'm about to post some Honda scissors and just say, hey, clip your lawn with these Honda scissors.
So Hondas are great. Once they don't run, come a little finicky. But what were we saying? Yeah, so anyway, so if you guys remember early in the season, and KCB said it, and I think even Chris Melendez was part of this too. We all know that, lawnmowers are made by the same company for the most part. I had a Craftsman and I had a Troy-Bilt. Spec'd out identical, just a different color. Same machine. And you guys remember, I rarely do it. This person, I brought both machines for the person to see. This person asked me right to my face which mower I would take. And I told them why. And they did the exact opposite because they bought with their eyes. The reason why I took the Craftsman over the Troy-Bilt, I forgot what video that it is. But
yes,
Honda had the oversized rear wheels in the back. Now, From what I understand, oversized rear wheels help you turn. Okay, I use that in my ads because the manufacturers do. I don't notice the damn difference. I don't notice the damn difference between a small wheel lawnmower and an oversized rear wheel lawnmower. To me, there is no difference besides looks. I don't struggle to turn a lawnmower, so I have no idea what people are talking about. Maybe it's just another gimmick. Maybe it's not. I mean, in theory, an oversized rear wheel, like, mountain bikes and a BMX bike, the bigger the wheel.
See, I still have my theory on the day
sense.
that you bought those two mowers to that person.
They bought on.
And they bought the opposite of what you said.
They bought red, and KCB said resale red, because we thought we were joking around. We were saying that people are against black.
Wait, how many do I have any people in the house here? Ken, I know maybe your daughter, but any of my psych majors in here, like myself? What's the theory, guys? Come on. People, when buying something, you took a psych class or two in college. Come on. People are always going to smell fishy, fishy, fishy when someone's selling something to you. The utmost number one, when they teach you in business class, psych classes, you always try to sell someone the item, not that you believe they should buy first, but that you want to get rid of first. So when people ask you, which should I buy? They're always going to go with the opposite that you recommend to them, because people by nature don't trust you that you're telling them the correct item to buy. They're believing that you want to get rid of that item and that you can't sell that one. So they're going to go for the other item because they believe you're having a hard time selling the one that you're pushing their way. So of course they were going to go for the opposite of the recommendation, because they probably in their mind psychologically thought, he's having trouble selling that one. I'm going to go for the other one. They don't know you. They're thinking you're salesy. You're pushing the item that you want to sell on them. They're going to go for the other.
They were identical.
They're not your friend. They're not going to trust you.
It's
common nature psych.
But
that's all it is.
Same exact engine, same exact lawnmower, different wheels. These are the nice ones that I really, really like, even though it doesn't really apply to me. I only reduce my cutting height once a year, okay? You change all four wheels with the joystick lever. I love that feature because you don't have to take your time, do all four wheels. Is one wheel frozen because you really never do it in general? I like that feature. These were identical pound for pound. They were both either front wheel drive. They were identical, just a different color. And I don't know. And that's when KCB says, hello, dummy, resale red. And I completely forgot all about that. So now that's why when you hear my term, resale red is from KCB in that video series. I never heard of that term in general. I think that's pretty cool.
It's like everything else, everything trends, right? Like everything has a trend, everything has a color trend, it's like everything else. Why not, right?
All right, so then you want to talk about resale red. Think about all the mower manufacturers that have stolen the Patrice Performance design.
Well, that's because you haven't listened long enough to Mick and copyrighted things.
I don't think you can copyright it. Toro stole my design.
I already did. Mick's got me filling out paperwork for Ricky Bobby.
Their SR4s are now in black, okay, which I think is whatever. Honda's transition their lawnmowers to darker colors. To me, they look black, but someone told me that they're like a dark gray, black wheels. Craftsman, for a short period amount of time, had an all black lawnmower, which I featured on the channel. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Not to be the
You know what, Ken? We totally didn't forget. We have been ships passing in the night.
Now with our new
we've got some work
free
changes,
time with our schedule. We just do individual videos because we're opposites.
We have no. It's one video and you say the same question.
He's asking you questions. You need to start your own YouTube channel.
Oh my
you
God,
edit your own video and you do the 40 questions.
You didn't even watch it to be able to see what it is yet, and I did. You do it together, macaroon. Anyway. See, it'll be entertaining, Ken. Don't worry about that. Toro Platinum Gray Patch. See, I love the sound of that.
Roger is right. I like as much as I like black on black on black on black on black on black on black. Obviously, you guys could tell why or know why. For some reason, red on black, yellow on black on a lawnmower is very, very popping. How about this? Any color. I believe it's weird. I believe a vehicle should be one color. I like a vehicle one color, if you guys can tell. On a lawnmower, for some reason, I just believe it needs to be two different colors. There needs to be some change. I think Bill said, right, that Craftsman that I just restyled came out great, but for some reason, a two-tone lawnmower to me looks great. I have no idea.
You need contrast.
Correct.
So you need a little pop, a little zing, a little pizzazz.
Correct.
So if you had to pick just one combination, it'd be the red with the black wheels. Is that what gets you all warm and fuzzy inside?
No, well, people like red and black, so I have to like red and black. Sorry, that's just the way it goes.
Well, you were allowed to have an opinion, as I stated today. They're like,
red and black, gray and black. Orange and black is a little.
Gray and black is nice, but it's got to be a nice, sharp, clean, fresh gray. Like not dull. Like there's that light gray, then there's like that platinum gray. That's nice.
I can never know the difference. Sorry.
One's very. This is like light, like a light, or there's that deep gray. Like we've got snow blowers, that deep platinum. Do you see why Mrs. Pate's performance has to pick out the colors when we?
So I like orange and black only on a snowblower, but you have to have tire chains. I'm telling you right now. If you guys resell snowblowers, do yourself a favor, paint the wheels, spend $30-$40 on tire chains. It's an easy install. Upsell it because it has tire chains. Paint the wheels black. Your machine will stand out like nothing else on the marketplace.
Oh, and please, we had someone drop off a machine recently. There's a difference between tire chains and rusted out tire chains.
Oh my God, another guy. Yeah,
it really just makes your machine look horrific. Please take the moment and take care of your tire chains. It looks just god awful when your snowblower is clanking along with these rusty chains. And please don't ever do the all-time sin of all sins and have an Arians with rusted out tire chains.
The minute you use tire chains,
don't do injustice to the Arians name and put rusted out chains.
But that's what happens when you use them. He didn't put rusted on chains. They were shiny. He used them. Over time, they got rusty.
Spray them up or something. Show some pride in your damn machine.
A lot of people don't.
Well, I can't stand it. I'll tell him throw me $25. I'll spray his chains for him.
No.
Get me a can of $2 spray paint.
No. So it
looks terrible though. So it really kills the look of the machine. You got to admit, rusted out chains, right? Could you imagine one of our Arians with rusted out chains?
But that's for repair. When people bring in stuff for repair, we don't care how it looks.
Maybe we should start offering that.
For the most part, we like it. Do
you want your machine to look like new again?
For the most part, we want the machines to come in dirty because we spoke about this before. Every machine that I service, I clean because I want them to make sure.
I'm scared. And I hope they're not rusted, Mick. Oh my. Maybe he likes them rusted. That's why he's not fighting back.
I know a lot of you guys don't do repairs. I know some of you guys don't do repairs like KCB. A couple other people that hate repairs. I absolutely understand why. Okay, but if they drop off a machine for repair, I will always make a good effort and attempt to make sure that machine is cleaner than the way they dropped it off. To double down that they made a smart choice in a throwaway society to invest in repairing it and choosing me to do it.
Yeah. What about when you get a call saying the chains just chewed up their 10,000 driveway?
Not my problem. We haven't had that problem yet, thank God. Yeah. We've never had that problem, and we run tire chains.
Now, we don't, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have chains on every one of our machines, though.
Well, the ones we use for snow removal.
Just removal. Because it really has come in handy in a couple of situations.
All right, so if you think about it, with snow, with a two-state snowblower set up properly, you're not supposed to be scraping the driveway. You're supposed to be leaving a little bit of snow underneath. So the chain should never really come in contact. There are people, we spoke about this before, sometimes we do snow removal, they they want to see the black of their driveway. That never happens. Never. If you want something like that to be done, you need to get a single stage machine. But by the time we get called for snow removal, good luck getting that to go through.
I have to be honest.
Remember that one?
Let's call a spade a spade. The missus does a pretty darn good job when I do removal.
No, we do a very good job.
Yeah, I'm very particular when I'm removing. I'm quite the one to be hired.
You know, with us, we have a problem with the town coming in and leaving a very massive pile at the
Yes.
beginning of the driveway.
Bill, I kind of have the same theory on everything in life as you do. And see, this is where he and I, this is where you and I differ. See, I would.
Let me get a drink for this.
Hold on.
Sure.
And hear me out on this. You know me. I don't do anything not 1,000%. I don't. Bill, in everything I do, and I run 2 side businesses and a full-time job. Everything I do at 1,000%. I don't believe you do. If you're telling me you do your job 100%, I don't think you're doing your job well enough. That's my theory. I'm a tough nut to crack. I'll be honest with you. I do my job well. Do I not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yes. I give you 100%.
Exceptionally well. Everything I do, because I work my tush off. Now, here's what I would do. Like that snowblower this guy dropped off. This guy goes, I just need a carb clean. But
you dealt with him.
I had a nice little talk with this schmo. And I gotta tell you.
What happens if he sees this video? You can't go.
This guy and I, we got a good little relationship going, this guy and I. It was great. This guy comes to the door and he goes to me, I need the boss who's in charge of all the repairs out here and in charge of all this. And I said, well, you made one mistake. I said, you're looking at the boss. And he starts laughing. You know, we got a little good dialogue going. It was good. So I know I got this guy. What I do know, he was very particular in how he was dressed. His nails were all clean. He thinks he's here just for a carb clean, right? Because, you know, they're always here just for a carb clean. Now, this is the one that the chains are rusted. The machine looks like it needs a little TLC. I would 100%, knowing this guy now, I would 1,000% turn around and be like, good-looking guy like you needs a good-looking machine. While it's here getting a service, you want a little upgrade? We could take care of these chains, take care of this machine, work out a little price. I would always say, let's get this machine looking better than how it came in. Customer for life. That's how I look at it.
This is an old machine. It will be on the channel, unfortunately.
But
it reminds me of a simplicity.
This is how I feel like a little upsale going. When this guy walked away, he turned around. This was great. He goes to me, all right, well, when the master has a chance, tell him to give me a buzz. And I said, again, you didn't learn anything at this visit. I said, you're talking to her. And he goes, I like you. We've got a connection, this guy and I could upsell this, no problem at all. And he turns around. He was happy. See, I think these are the moments that you turn around. This guy doesn't want this machine now all rusted out. Maybe he doesn't want this machine anymore.
This is an old machine.
Maybe
it's very
he needs
hard.
a new machine.
No, because then
machine.
that means this machine has no value. To me, I'd have to throw off the engine and Hemi swap it. And then do a frame off restoration.
Maybe we don't want that.
And then have this whole machine that we're not going to sell because we might have no snow.
So maybe that's the angle. You know, well, do you want my machine? Sir, I appreciate that offer. But at the condition this machine is in now, no. But I think you deserve to be in X, Y, and Z machine.
Okay.
Upsell this.
Okay.
Let's.
You know what?
Yeah.
I will hook up the microphone to you somehow, some way. Stick it in your bra, right?
Ooh,
stick it in your bra.
Things are getting fun on
and
a
then
Saturday.
we'll try and record this guy and tell him that his machine is a POS and try and upsell him. This will be fantastic content. Fantastic. I can't even. You talk a very good game. Obviously,
gonna have a little fun with it, baby.
This guy has a budget, judging by his machine. There's nothing wrong. Listen, I like old machines. There's nothing wrong with old machines.
Raise your hand if you love the whole. What's wrong with it? Just needs a car. Meanwhile, it looks like if the thing was of elder years, it'd be coming in on a walker and a cane and.
Speaking of walking in canes, I got to go to Lowe's, and if I'm dragging you with me,
whoa! Did we have a chain? Did we have a change of heart?
If you would be the chain, you'd be sinking me and dragging this quick visit into an eternity.
Are we doing a video at Lowe's? Is this what we're doing?
Why the heck are we going to do a video at Lowe's? I'm a terrible vlogger. I can't do stuff like that. Hey guys, I'm at Lowe's picking up pressure washer pump oil. Like, That doesn't make any
Show the
sense to me.
experience.
Ah,
You know what, Ken? We don't know. Have you talked prices with this gentleman?
I didn't even look at his machine because he pissed me
Okay,
off.
so you know what?
I told him when to drop off the machine.
Yeah.
And every day
Yeah.
he kept, can I drop it off? I told him, I'll screenshot our conversation. I was like very firm with him to the point that I thought he wouldn't bring the machine back. But it is what it is.
I happened to watch my new friend dropping off the machine in the driveway, and you know that you could tell when someone
he doesn't listen. What's the difference?
Well, he definitely planned on him being home to drop it because he was struggling to get this thing off his little like.
I told him I wasn't home.
Yeah. So he doesn't like to get his hands dirty. I don't think
I think you guys will be watching this video not for the machine, just to see whatever.
Yeah, what it is. But you know what, Ken? We don't know if he's going to be a Ricky Bobby yet because we don't know what the machine needs. You know, it's just a carb clean right now. You know, so but
I already smelled the gas. It's horrendous.
Yeah, shocking.
That's all I did.
I mean, the chains look like they're going to walk themselves off the tires at this point. So yeah, we don't know. We don't know what it's going to need. What you're going to ask him, tell him the charge is going to be. So he doesn't become a Ricky Bobby till he starts lowballing. So what is this? Oh, see, here's the thing, Mick. I don't want to embarrass him because our Lowe's has these little sports cars.
No, they have the fire truck, I think.
Oh, do they now? He likes sitting in those. So I don't want to make him feel funny.
If I was at the same weight when we got married, I could probably fit. Now I'll blow off the tires. The Lowe's in my area, I'm not sure if they have anybody working. So.
Oh,
right.
Franco. I see they want a little picture. Maybe the community page. I put the dog in the cart when we go sometimes.
All right, so here's a little tidbit about our Lowe's. We usually do
deep breath. Oh no, what's coming?
So we buy mulch by the bag where it's like 5 for $10. I do not want to get the guy that comes here and leaves a big pile in your driveway or in your yard because we have an active driveway and you are not putting anything on my front yard. You are not. Okay. So we do the 5 for $10. And usually in the past, I'd grab 5 bags here, 5 bags bag. Last year, I said, you know what? How many bags come in a pallet? I think it was like 63 or 64. So I got a whole pallet, slapped it on Mandingo, had them, come in with Mandingo, put it on a pallet. And then I had this guy that usually helps us, he's a landscaper and he does work on the side. Very beyond reasonable. I mean, I can't do anything.
Mandingo looked like Sanford and Son. There was, it was a story high. It was
so then, I think I still have the picture of that. I'll post that on the community page. I'll post it. I mean, this thing was a danger ride for sure. And I think I just didn't get pulled over because the area that we lived in, just the cops aren't around unless they really need to be.
Well, they also said take every back road, please.
Well, there's only the only way I know how to get to the house, whatever, that was Home Depot from the back road.
The only way I know how to get home.
So anyway, this year, COVID year, I said, all right, let me call. I called Home Depot and I said, hey, listen, I want to get another pallet of mulch, but can you guys split the pallet into 2? No, we don't do that. I says, can I do it myself? No, you can't do that either. Okay, call up Lowe's, speak to the manager. Manager says, oh yeah, sure, that's not a problem. But you don't do pallets. We don't do ordering online. You have to come in person and order it and we'll have it there ready for you. I says, well, I want to put it in 2 pallets because I'm driving from, Farmingdale to where we live. And she's like, okay, well, when you order pallets, you have to go to the garden center. Go to the garden center, go to order a pallet. I says, listen, I need it split in 2. I'll pay for it now and I'll come back tomorrow with the truck. Oh no, we don't want to do that type of work. I'm like, we don't want to do that type of work? Fine, whatever. I call my helper, and because of COVID, which I respect, he didn't want to interact with anybody and get his family sick. So I didn't do a pallet of mulch this year. You know who was more upset I didn't do a powder mulch this year? My neighbor, because they're so goddamn, and they don't want to do it themselves. And I think this year coming up, I'm going to be that salty, disgruntled neighbor. You know how people have like that point in their property? I'm going to be that person. We've always spoken about this. We've always talked about it. If it ever came to that point, would you be that salty or that petty? Like, you ever see like a video where people share the same front steps and they shovel their side and not the neighbor's side? That's probably going to be me. I am going to mulch my side of the trees, and they could have theirs whichever way they want.
On that note, is it time to get your helmet and get you ready for the firefighter truck at Lowe's?
You're so stupid. You are so stupid.
See, guys, he misses. They used to have, the moving one outside the grocery store. You put the quarter in.
You're so stupid.
They made us stop putting them in.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Because you hang out with kindergartners, that's your mentality. Kindergarten mentality.
But I married one.
Nobody finds your jokes funny but you, because you have the
raise your hand if you're having fun today.
Of the kindergarten. How could they raise your hand? Fun? Can you see people?
Give me an emoji if you're having fun.
Nobody
Anyone
has any
having
idea.
Fun in here today?
They can't see you.
They can see me.
You can't see them. Oh my god! You're making me stupid. You're making me
I didn't have to
stupid.
work hard at that one. Oh my.
All right, we are well past our hour, which is fine. We got stuff to do. I have stuff to do.
We have stuff to do.
Sure. With that being said, thank you for coming. As always, it was good seeing you. Franco, absolutely a pleasure. I'll chat with you on Instagram. I mean, we were curious. So, all right, anyway, Franco the boss, he's funny. He is a very hardworking young individual who doubles up as a landscaper. He has a YouTube channel. He tries to go live here and there. We try and catch him, but he has issues here and there. Anyway, so that's why we like Franco. He's a young kid. A lot of hunger and a lot of ethic that you really don't see.
What was that?
Nowadays.
Nobody's having fun? Franco's having fun. Henry,
I just got done. I'm out of here. I just got
wait.
done giving Franco a shout out.
Hold on. Vic says he can see you ringing the bell on the fire truck.
Sure.
Guys, we love you. Maybe some pictures from Lowe's. Until the next time, later.